What's up, beautiful people? It's your host and friend Y311H. Welcome back. Today, it's not just a reaction, it's a moment to reflect on what's going on around us because it feels like reality has a crack in it. Some of these clips are strange, some distorted, broken, too perfect, or too wrong. And I don't just take it easy. When things take such a shift, I can't just sit. No. I listen. I look deeper. But first, we have to anchor ourselves in truth with some words of wisdom from the guide of life. Today's words, my friend, come from the book of John. John chapter 8 and from 32, verse 32. This is what it says. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Honesty. Let's say a quick prayer before we dive in. Thank you, Father, for this beautiful day. Thank you for your love and joy and kindness. Thank you for your mercies, Father, and this child, the viewers, today's viewer that you've directed to this channel to give you glory, Father. Dear Lord, we ask that you may guide us through today's videos, Father. We pray that your presence, Father, may be with this viewer from where they are watching from. Be good to them, Father. Transform their life through this video. Touch their hearts, Father, and help them to walk in your ways. Be good to them and merciful to them. Forgive them all their sins, Father. And as you do great things for this viewer, also include us, dear Lord. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. If the fabric of reality has a crack in it, then some truth might pierce through. Let's press play.
This spider got stuck in a glass and couldn't escape and climb it because the surface was too smooth. So it tried to make its way out of there, but the silk actually ran out in the middle of the process, and so it died inside the glass. Still crazy to think that as much silk was in this small spider. That's kinda insane.
I'm dizzy. Breathe. Breathe. Why? Don't do this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why? Mom, please.
Mom, people do this every day. You're fine.
It's okay. You don't know how I feel right now. We're almost done. Oh my god. I can't fucking see. Oh my god. Mom, don't do this to me. Mom, why are you doing?
What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Am I losing my goddamn mind? What the fuck is that? What the fuck? Where did it go? Okay. No biggie.
No.
Is Donette still there? Hi, is Donette still at the castle?
Twin, grab it.
Just, well, Adam is here now. There's
Oh my.
Has anyone else noticed that we're just going in circles now? It's with everything. Look at streaming services. It is 100% at a point. It's just cable. It is just like cable. There are hundreds of streaming services, just like there were hundreds of channels that you have to pay for separately. They all run ads on them, and you have to have all of them to have access to your favorite shows. That is literally cable, but shittier. Uber just created rideshare where they have predetermined locations that people can meet at, and Uber will come and pick you up among all the other people that show up and drive on a predetermined route to drop people off. That is literally the bus. It is exactly the bus, but shittier. I swear to God, we are like 6 months away from people coming out and saying, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of losing my phone. If only there was a way to have it mounted to my wall and connected to a wire so I know I won't lose it and I know it won't drop calls. We are months away from that happening.
Well, sitting down and analysing the data of crop circles, today I have discovered something incredibly profound. Every single crop circle from the 2024 period and onwards has appeared after a solar flare, okay? 19th of May, right? A solar flare captured by NASA's Solar Dynamic Observatory. The crop circle I visited on May 15th, okay? So here we go, an X 2.7 class solar flare on May 14th and reported on the morning of the 15th. This is when this crop circle appeared as well. 11th of April, this year in Dorset, a X 1.1 solar flare from Sunspot region 4086. This bad boy appeared. Now, two very similar crop circles that appeared in Warminster on August 8, 2024. It appeared after a solar flare, moderate 1.97 flame, and the second one, which is the more intricate one above, appeared on August 29th, 2024. Watchers observed a series of powerful solar flares between Saturday, August 27 and Monday, August 29th, the most powerful of which registered an M8 class flare that occurred on Monday 8 at 7:07 28th of July 2024. Okay, so this one came from Sutton, Scotney, Hampshire. The sun emitted a strong solar flare peaking at 10:37 p.m. on July 28th, 2024. Right, very interesting. Roman Road, Wiltshire. 23rd of July 2024, a significant solar flare occurred on July 23rd, 2024. A solar orbiter SO10 spacecraft observed an X14 class solar flare. Right. Badbury Rings, Dorset. Okay, Friday 19th of July. Solar flare activity has been moderate levels for the past 24 hours. The largest solar event of the period was an M3 event observed at the 19th. Okay, of July. Stonehenge, 14th of July 2024. The solar flare from the sunspot AR3738 occurred late Saturday night, July 13th at 10:34 p.m. Okay, and then this was reported on the 14th. 30th of June 2024. Okay, we have Clapham Oakley, Bedfordshire. Okay, 30th of June 2024, a solar flare occurred on the 30th of June 2024, specifically a moderate M1.99 class flare, and it was recorded at 6:57. 30th of June 2024, Stonehenge, Wiltshire. Okay, again, a solar flare occurred on the 30th of June 2024, specifically a moderate M1.99 class flare, much like the last one we saw was recorded at 6:57. Now, if you notice, the solar flare that happened on this day and on the Clapham Oakley, okay, they are exactly the same day. And then both of these crop circles appeared at the exact same time, babe. Now, the first one of 2024, 12th of June 2024 in Windmill, Wiltshire, okay, a solar flare occurred on the 12th of June 2024, specifically a C4 class flare was observed at 1:07 from Sunspot region AR3713. There you go. Correlation? Okay? Need I say more?
Okay, someone's getting executed. North Korea just tried to launch their brand new 5,000-ton warship, which is meant to be the pride and joy of its navy. But instead of a spectacular launch, the ship capsized halfway through the reveal right in front of Kim Jong-un. They tried sliding the ship into the water, but it got caught under its own weight and started sinking. And this whole thing was being broadcasted to the entire world. So he got so embarrassed and said this was a criminal act by his naval engineers and they would be punished. In other words, $500 million sank underwater in front of the dictator for the entire world to see.
You might have seen this, a massive white streak lighting up the sky over the western United States. It wasn't a meteor. It wasn't the Northern Lights. And if you guessed alien portal, sorry, still no. The real answer, even stranger. This glowing arc hung in the sky for nearly 10 minutes from Arizona to Montana, and it left people stunned, confused, and filming like crazy. Turns out it was a fuel dump from a Chinese rocket. Yeah, a rocket launched about an hour earlier and had just released 6 satellites into orbit. Before re-entering, it dumped frozen methane fuel into the upper atmosphere. Those fuel crystals, they caught sunlight, reflected it back to Earth, and created this eerie ribbon of light.
Did you know there's a word to describe when someone has a delusional belief that their intelligence is superior to that of others? Sophomania. The irony of those consumed with sophomania is that they usually look completely absurd. Is not the greatest sign of intelligence knowing that you don't know it all? Sophomania has Greek roots in sophos, meaning wise, and mania, meaning an obsession or great enthusiasm for. Could be thought of as an obsession with one's own wisdom. So how would you use a sophomaniac in a sentence?
Okay, that is quite interesting. I didn't know there is such a word that exists. Child of God, thanks for coming with us all this way. It's been a pleasure being with you to this point. I hope you've enjoyed the interesting stuff you've seen. From the weird hands forming in someone's backyard. How does it happen? Or they planted something that acts like the hand in the grass? If you have an idea, please tell us down below. It's also an interesting concept, the one that was starting with the spider forming its cob inside the glass. That's so mind-blowing good vibes. What do you think about it? We've also seen the UAPs. Those ones, my friends, they always blow my mind. I can't comprehend how they work, you see? And it's why we have you here. Leave your comments and perspectives of what you think on all this stuff. It will be interesting going forward. And the crop circles issue. How does it go down? Is it that some farmers are extremely creative and come up with those patterns? Or is it something that is strange and beyond our understanding? Who forms those things? Is it the alien stuff? Please tell us down below. So continue watching. We expect more interesting stuff coming up. Peace all the way.
Ooh, can anyone help me figure out what this is? It was in the nesting boxes. No sé. This is an egg for comparison. A ver. And it's squishy. One of the chickens wanted to eat it.
Is it alive? Oh, Renee! Renee, what the fuck is that? What is that?
So it's a video going around right now of these dudes from India claiming they walked. Specifically Bangladesh. They said they walked from India to America. Like, actively walking. I think they were in Mexico, and a lady stopped them and was asking them questions randomly. So she's like, how'd y'all get here? What airport y'all walk from? And they looking like, mind you, they have like, you know, thick accents. So they're like, what? What do you mean? No airport. We walk. We walking. She like, yeah, bet that. But from what airport? Which one? Which airport did y'all walk from over here? They like, nah, we walked. Mind you, they got these huge water jugs in their hand. And one dude is like, India. She like, y'all walk from India? And another dude was like, it had to be like at least 8 dudes. And they were like, yeah, Bangladesh. We walked from Bangladesh to here. And she's like, how? How'd you walk? She's like, did you sail? They're like, no, we walked on foot. And they looking at her like, you cool? So they saying they walked on foot, and they said 4 days. We walked 4 days. So they walked for 4 days, allegedly, from India, Bangladesh specifically, and ended up in Mexico. And now people are starting to bring up the Tartaria map, the one where all the continents are still connected. And they're questioning how accurate are our maps that they're giving us right now. Because this is not the first time that someone from a different continent has said they walked to America. And you can just tell by the look on their face, it was innocent confusion. Like, what do you mean airport? We walk. We walked 4 days from Bangladesh. It ended up in Mexico. And they both parties was confused. The woman that was asking them the questions was like, well, how did you guys get here? I mean, I don't understand. What airport? And they looking like, girl, what you mean airport? We walk. They had water jugs all in their hand, like they really been walking. Y'all, what's going on now? What's really tea?
I always try to keep an open mind about things that I learned when I went to school. But watching some of these videos that have gone viral have made me start to think. Did you happen to see the viral video of the men that claimed they walked all the way from India to Mexico? From India to Mexico. Check this video out.
Hi.
Listen.
Where are you from?
India.
India? What, you too?
Yeah.
How long have you been walking? All day?
All day.
Did you fly into Mexico and then walk the rest?
Walk.
But where did you fly into?
Walk.
What?
Where did you fly into? What city?
Walking.
How do you walk from
Walking.
India?
Walking.
Are you from India too?
The look on his face when he was asked a question about flu where? He genuinely looked at her and said, walked. We walked. Those guys said they walked from India to Mexico. So how would they walk from India to Mexico? It's literally impossible, right? With oceans. So, you know, what are your thoughts on what they said? Is the earth possibly? Is there something that these guys know that we don't know? I've never walked from India to anywhere. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Imagine being lied to your entire life about what the world actually looks like.
Where are you from?
India.
India? What, you too?
Yeah.
How long have you been walking? All day?
All day.
Did you fly into Mexico and then walk the rest?
Walk.
But
They
where
walked.
did you fly into? Where did you fly into? What city?
They were confused when she said
How do
fly.
you walk from India? Are you from India too? Oh, Pakistan.
Pakistan.
Pakistan? Pakistan?
They walked.
Bangladesh. Okay. And how did you guys fly into Mexico and then walk in the rest of the way? Walk?
They
How
walked
did you
here.
get from Pakistan over to here? You from Pakistan too? Oh, India?
Is it? Sitting here watching the shadows on the other side. Look at that. Can you fucking believe that? What the and I mean, I get myself in the, I'm in the shadow now, right? Obviously you can't see, it's part of these trees are part of it, but...
Here's how I recently convinced a questioning flat earther in person that they're wrong. And by the way, if you're questioning, I'm always happy to have these discussions. That's what science is all about. But if you're coming at me because you want to fight, you can go fuck yourself. Anyway, I started off with the basic, easier to understand evidence like eclipses. During a lunar eclipse, the Earth casts its shadow onto the moon and it looks like this. You can see the curvature. It never looks like that. And when objects like a ship pass over the horizon, they gradually disappear as opposed to disappearing all at once. And how gravity pulls everything to the center, so objects on these edge countries would be falling sideways, but I guess you have to believe in gravity for this one. But interestingly, it's this next point where I got a light bulb moment. I asked this person if they believed that the sun provides energy to life on Earth, and surprisingly, they said yes. Well, we know that the sun's energy, or any star for that matter, is created because of the nuclear fusion in its core. As in, you have to be massive as fuck in order to fuse atoms in your core. Only that insane amount of pressure can do that. So then, in a flat Earth model, where the sun is clearly small as fuck, especially compared to Earth, how is it gonna do that? And in that case, why isn't the Earth doing it when it's much more massive? Because, obviously, in reality, the sun is much more massive than the Earth, 330,000 times more, and that's how it's able to ignite nuclear fusion. Our tiny little round Earth can't do that. Again, you need a shit ton of mass to have enough pressure to fuse atoms to release energy. How does that work in this model? Not that there's logic to believing the Earth is flat anyway, but I was happy to at least get through to someone, and with a point I didn't expect.
The veil is thinning so much and so quickly that I've quickly realized that just about everything that has been labeled a fable or mythological is the truth and vice versa. A couple months ago, my For You page was all Ring camera footage of all different weird things like gnomes, which are apparently a thing in multiple cultures, and yes, you could see them very clearly. We're all collectively starting to realize that mountains and rocks are petrified giants. I posted this on Facebook thinking I was gonna blow everybody away, and everybody already knows. Side note, if you're on there, add me. I like to post a lot of stuff like this. Now they just unearthed a dragon skull in Romania, which I already knew it was dragons, but to see it go mainstream is insane. Then it's people all over the place are saying that, like, you can walk from India to get here, and from, like, Ukraine. Like, we have immigrants coming in and saying that they walked. There was never a flight. No boat, nothing. I'm already a flat earther, so I know that they lie to us, but what extent? People are claiming to see their doppelgangers inside of Walmarts. Like, I don't know why, but it's always Walmart. And today I fell down a rabbit hole about Humpty Dumpty being a real thing, because there were multiple writers across hundreds of years talking about these men whose heads were in their chests. I don't even know what to say about things anymore. Has this stuff always been right in front of our faces?
Someone needs to explain this optical illusion to me, because I feel like I'm losing my mind. So look at this building here. See this? What is that? The Sky Tower?
Yeah, the Tokyo Sky Tree.
Or whatever it's called. This thing here, right? This is directly in front of me, right? These are these buildings here. So, hold this.
Right.
So, this is...
It's right in front of us at the moment.
To my right hand side, okay?
Yeah.
Now, wait till you see this.
No, I will keep following you.
Yeah, okay. So,
Right.
then we go...
We're gonna walk this way.
It's behind that building. The stairs is there.
Yeah.
Come on, come on.
Okay, so it's behind us. Behind us, and then, yeah, I know. Keep walking, then you get to these lights, and all of a sudden, and then somehow you get here, and it's in front of us.
No,
It was directly behind the buildings down there, but now it's...
Well, now it's there. Is there two of them?
No, there isn't two of them.
I'm so confused by this.
Physics.
No, that's not physics.
I don't know.
What the hell is it? It's called an illusion.
ما شاء الله. صيد صيد. جت هنا ولا شيء.
اوه شحمه
ما شاء الله. هي حبه ما شاء الله.
حمتها يا رجل.
Yo, at this point, Louisiana, baby, Louisiana not gonna be a state no more. Look at this. At this point, y'all, we just gonna be underwater. Louisiana gonna be called the ocean. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. My whole foot. Y'all, look at that. Look at that. So y'all telling me y'all don't think Louisiana gonna be underwater probably the next 3 years? Look at this, y'all. You'll think somebody left the hose pipe on. Like, do this make sense? At this point, we just underwater. We're already by the water. We underwater. And Florida gonna be next. Look at this.
We're seeing something on the battlefield never seen before. Do you know what this is? And while it may look like a log, I can tell you it's not. Here are more of them, just kind of lined up. Do you know what they are? These are log mines. This is a real thing. And the crazy part is, it's not a typical mine, because you strap these on the bottom of a drone, like this, where you can see this looks like a log. It's not. It's attached here. And when Ukrainians, when they are sending these all the way out into Russian territory, they drop them in areas in which there is foot traffic from Russian soldiers. They drop them, and then the Russians don't, think of anything of it. They think it's just a regular log, and then they step on it, and kaboom. And you can kind of see that set up here. You could see right here the pull tab, which is attached to the drone, and the weight of it, as soon as it comes down, that gets pulled, and then it sits down there, and then, yeah. How strange. These are things that we've never seen in war before. Whoever thought that you could have a mine looking like a log being dropped from a drone in a certain area? Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please share and post my videos and follow me for more.